see her put in. It's very, very busy outside the stadium, newly renovated. And came in about an hour and a half before the scheduled start of play, and there were people queuing. All kinds of merchandise and programs and food stalls once they get inside the hall. It's a brilliant transport service here in Basel. Literally a tram stop right outside. And those lockers there so they can put the bags in. We've got the Chinese fans are in. Quite a few Indian fans as well, judging from the reaction Sindhu got. And of course they've got Sai Praneeth to come. It's all wonderful Swiss technology. It just works. No real delay, just scan your tickets. Should point out, by the way, that if you want to come and watch the Badminton World Championships, which are taking place right here, parallel to these championships, you can get in for nothing. You can get better value than that. It has been a really well organised tournament. And we're going to get back to it now, having watched our opener. That was the women's singles. Next up for us will be a women's doubles encounter, which brings together the 7th seeds from China, Du Ye and Li Yinhui, up against the 2nd seeded Japanese pair, Yuki Fukushima and Sayaka Hirota. Here's how the women's doubles draw has panned out. The other semi-final is in the 2nd session of matches. Polly and Raheli, who were great yesterday, putting out Chen and Jia, take on the top seeds, Matsumoto and Nagahara. We're concentrating on that bottom match, though. Great win over Matsutomo and Takahashi yesterday for Du and Ye. And I'll be hoping to consign Fukushima and Hirota to the same fate. They are the younger pairing, the Chinese, just over. In fact, they had their 100th competitive match a couple of days ago at these championships. More than double that number for the Japanese pair, who are 26 and 25 respectively. Chinese players making their way onto court. Seems strange now, we're just down to the 1-court scenario. They had four courts for the first 4 days. It's such a huge arena on which these women are now centre stage. And you can hear the cheers for the entrance of the 2 Japanese.
Good match. Yuki, you go for red or black?
So pretty close on the head-to-head.
Red or black?
3-2.
Red or black?
Lead, but
black. It's black.
The Japanese won the last meeting.
Serve. Yuki serve. Which side? And lead.
So let's give you a little bit of information about these players. There's Du Ye, 21 years of age, rank 7, which is their best so far. Won a World Junior Championship silver a few years back. In fact, also won the gold in the mixed doubles event, Du Ye, in that same event. And her partner is Li Yinhui, who's just a year older. They kicked off the year in the grand manner, actually, won the German Open. Not too far from here. That was a Super 300 event. And they've also made two finals, two big finals, actually, the Malaysia Open and the Thai Open. And they're both Super 750 events. Sadly for them, they lost both of them. Look at that match yesterday. 2 hours and 6 minutes they took to come through against Matsumoto Takahashi, 25-23 in the third game. And he did 3 games to get past Hu and Yap as well in round 3. So they've done it the hard way. Yuki Fukushima. They were formerly top ranked in the world. They've won 35 of their 44 matches this year. Hoping to go one better than when they were beaten in the final of this event a couple of years back in Glasgow. And they've had a stellar year. 3 titles, the best of which was a Super 1000 event in Indonesia. But they've won in Australia and Malaysia as well. 85 minutes to get past Lee and Shin yesterday. It's a strange match. I covered that. First 2 games were kind of one-sided, 2 different ways, and then the third game was tight.
I think we have to add in that Fukushima and Hirota, they got to the final of the World Championship the last 2 times in 2017 and in 2018. Last year they lost to Matsumoto and Nakahara 22-20 in the third and final game. So twice been in the final. Been very consistent, as you say, Trevor. Very consistent on the world circuit.
Yeah, so maybe a question of when rather than if, but they've got to get past this pair first, and that will be no easy task, I don't think.
Are you ready?
And I also think it was very interesting in the women's doubles. In the quarterfinal, all 8 pairs were seeded.
Yeah, saw that.
Am I right?
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often.
Nope.
Do you, China? And on my left, Sayaka Hirota and Yuki Fukushima, Japan. Yuki Fukushima to serve to Li Yinhui. Lowell. Play. One low.
Had a few epic long matches in the women's doubles this week. May well be another one to come here.
Line jet signal.
That's well left by Duyue.
Service over. 1-all.
I somehow will be a little bit surprised if we have another long match in this one as well, because playing 2 hours and 6 minutes yesterday for the 2 Chinese is just a massive match. And doctors were on the court, they had breaks and so on, cramps and I don't know what. So I will be surprised if they can really last another, let's say, an hour and a half. But let's see, they have to play really good badminton to beat the pair from Japan.
Well, there you go, 40-shot rally, just the 3rd point of the match. I guess that's the thing that, you know, people don't always think about. To win this championship, it's not just a test of technique and badminton skill, it's a test of fitness and body conditioning as well.
Oh, definitely. And it will be interesting to see if the 2 Chinese, Du Yue and Li Jinhui, are trying to find the easy answers, because there are no easy answers. So if they're trying to find the easy answers, it's going to be trouble for them. Oi, oi, oi. Well saved by Lee.
Service 2, 3.
Well, a glorious opportunity goes begging for HIROTA. And I guess that's why you make your opponents play one more shot. Incredible how the rally's still alive after that net call.
And here Lee Yin-hui is again trying to find a little bit of the easy answer on that block shot, trying to play too tight. We have, of course, a clear picture of the tactique from the two Japanese already. They know that it was a tough match yesterday for their opponents, and today they're starting off with just long rallies, keep it to the back line, keep it safe, not taking any chances. And just saying that, we have a push in the net here.
Well, even the best laid plans, but clearly they're trying to wear down the Chinese pair. See how that works over the next, well, half an hour or so in this first game. Oh, beautiful from HIROTA. Wonderful touch.
Service over. 4-6.
There is the other thing I might suggest to you, Morten. I mean, Du Yan, Lee Yin are 21 and 22, respectively, playing in a World Championship semi-final. Is there an argument that sometimes you can just run off adrenaline?
Yeah, you can, but I think the signs are that the Chinese are not. But of course, yes, you can. I think the captain in the combination, the dominant force in the combination is Li Jinhui. And already now she looks like she's prepared to take more chances than normal. And that's not a good sign.
5-7.
Good interception by Du Yue here.
6-7.
And the danger for the two Japanese players, Fukushima and Hirota, is obviously that they perhaps become a little bit too passive and just say, oh, they will give it to us, they're too tired, they can't really hurt us in our defense and all that. And by then becoming a little bit too passive. They have to be careful of that. We had the wrong formation here. Hirota to serve.
Just long.
I think that one was in, actually.
Oh, it landed in, yeah.
It landed in.
9-6.
So 9-6 for the two Japanese.
Well, if you're wondering who takes the pictures that appear online in the badminton magazines, in the newspapers,
We've got them here.
There's an army of them. Those ladies and gentlemen, snappers to give them their colloquial name. Well, that was a pity. From a Chinese point of view.
Yeah, these are the kind of shots that Li Jinhui have to make to keep the Chinese combination in this match. She's normally very, very good at it. Yeah, good play there by Hirota. Wonderful defensive shot. Good awareness there by Fukushima. Managed to get that slightly across, and that was enough to wrong foot Li Jinhui and then forcing the mistake.
Yeah,
that one there.
A handy lead for the Japanese pair at the mid-game interval.
Play. Service over. 7-11.
Well, a very positive start from the Chinese pair since the interval. Won both points with a very aggressive approach.
Yeah, this time we saw Li Yunhui much more prepared to work. She was smashing 3, 4, 5 times there and giving her very best, and that's what she needs to do.
Wow, did everything right until the last shot.
Service over. 12-8. Play.
Playing with so much more purpose now. Li Yunhui. But the Japanese combination is just so steady. Very, very solid in their defense. And it's forcing the Chinese pair to go very, very close to the lines. That's what we just saw here. It's called out. We have a challenge.
Yeah, I think it may just have been wide.
Yeah, me too.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. 13-8. Play.
Oh, that's good placement there by HIROTA. Really, really nice placement. Li Yunhui completely committed to her forehand defense, but that one was going on the backhand side. Try to have a look at this one. It's coming now. Look at that, completely committed to the forehand defense, and that's nice placement by HIROTA.
Well, they do seem intent, don't they? Yeah, and we're trying to finish the point as soon as they possibly can, and it has led to something of a catalogue of errors.
Yeah, I don't think you can deny the tough match of yesterday. And these are the kind of shots that comes with confidence. Good interception there by HIROTA, but chose not to attack it, push it. But look at that, how she's guiding it cross court. And that's confidence. It takes confidence to play shots like that.
Yeah, and probably easier to play when you're 17-8 up.
Yeah, or in training.
Yeah. But it still takes a huge amount of talent. Well, for once, they outlasted the Japanese pair. But it's such hard work for Duya and Lee In-hui to win a point.
9-17. Yeah.
Good defensive skills here we saw from Fukushima.
Yeah.
Confusion here at the centre of the court between the two Japanese. It comes down to what I said earlier. They have to be careful they're not becoming too passive.
Yeah, momentum's just stalled a little bit in the last few points. They're still comfortably ahead in this opening game.
Service over. 18-11.
For a game of women's doubles, this is relatively short. So far we played only 19 minutes.
So here are 9 game points for Fukushima and Hirota. Bit like PV Sindhu trying to make it third time lucky. We're off to the final for the last 2 years, the World Championship.
That's good scrambling by Du Yue.
Ah, fantastic. A really fitting way to secure the opening game. So, as I mentioned, lost in the last 2 finals. They've got 1 foot in a third. 21-11. That opening game to the Japanese pair in just 21 minutes on court.
20 seconds. 20 seconds. Players on court. Second game, Lowell, play.
So Duya, Lee, Yin Hui playing catch-up in this women's doubles semi-final. Good leave. Late decision. It was a good one.
Service over. 1 love.
And because that was such a short first game in terms of time, quite possible for these two to get back in it. You wouldn't have thought any fatigue from yesterday would be affecting them yet. Well, they continue to go for their shots with gay abandon, though.
They're definitely ready to give it a fresh start. You can see they're prepared to work again here and work hard. They have to combine hard work with the racket skills, because the two Chinese really have excellent racket skills when it comes to finish shots at the front. Both of them very good mixed doubles players as well. In the early stages of this rally, Du Yue and Lee Yunhui really tried to add on the pressure and play fast and all that, but as soon as the two Japanese survived that onslaught, then it became a grueling, long rally, and that's, of course, playing it into the hands of Fukushima and Hirota.
76 shots that last rally. The work you have to do sometimes to win a point in this game.
But I think the fatigue, perhaps, is not so much in the legs yet. I think I agree with you on that, Trevor, but I think the fatigue might be between the two ears. It's
yep.
mental. Because it was a short first game, only 19 minutes. Yeah, once again, confusion at the centre there. Good play, good drop shot from Du Yue.
Well, they love it when a plan comes together. That 76-shot rally, by the way, lasted for nearly a minute and a half. So you play a few of those, it does start to take it out of you. And that match they were involved in yesterday, the two Chinese, was an absolute marathon.
think it's the second longest match in the history of the World Championship.
3-2.
Well, a much better start for the Chinese pair in this second game. That was a well-judged leave.
That's a good save.
Well, there's proof, if ever you needed it, why you always make your opponents play one extra shot and then one extra shot, as they were massive favourites, the Japanese pair, to win that point, and it went the other way.
Yeah, great opportunity here for the Japanese to win it at 2 or 3 occasions. This one is actually interesting. When the Japanese pair is not winning or not having a good day, it's very often due to the fact that Fukushima is too ambitious and possibly trying to make too many winners on difficult shots. And Hirota is actually opposite. She's too passive. So it's very interesting to see how this is going, how this is panning out.
So on a good day, they complement each other. On a bad day, they don't.
Exactly. But still, of course, in the top 5 in the world, or top 3. Yeah, Fukushima sometimes wants to do too much, and Hirota sometimes wants to do too little. Oh, good disguise there by Duyue. Very, very nicely played to that mid-court area, the mixed doubles area between the two players.
6-4.
This was the precision of a surgeon, really. Well, they're watching a fascinating women's double semi here. Crowd inside the St. Jakob Hall. The Chinese not lying down, having dropped the opening game. Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, good angles. First from Hirota and then secondly here from Fukushima. That is very nicely played. First that one there, cross court, the lift, and then cross court again from Fukushima. Not very often we see the two Japanese here going so close to the lines. Normally they have a bigger safety margin. Yeah, and while we're waiting for Hawkeye's decision, I can tell you that on the race to Tokyo, which means, of course, the Olympics next year, Fukushima and Hirota, they are #1 on the list so far, and Du Yue and Lee Jinhui is #5.
Challenge unsuccessful.
Comfortably out, so it's going to be an unsuccessful review.
6-all. Yeah, there's on court. Play.
And this where we see a slight difference between the two pairs, as and when Lee Jinhui and Du Yue get into it, intercept at the net, they are more decisive. We've seen on a number of occasions where the Japanese have had similar situations, not been able to put it away, but that's what the two Chinese can do.
Yeah, it seems also the shorter the point, the more likely the Chinese are to win it, and
Yes.
vice versa.
Exactly.
So blow for blow, pretty much, in this second game so far.
7-all.
Nice placement there by Du Yue, down the line to the forehand side of Hirota.
8-7.
Once again playing with a much smaller safety margin. This one into the center, but that one down the line, that's doing the damage.
Somewhat surprising mistake at the net from Fukushima.
8. Play.
A more decisive move here by Hirota at the net.
9-10.
A more aggressive push.
Just wide.
Tactic-wise, nothing is going to change in this match. Fukushima Hirota wants to extend the rallies for as long as possible. That's, of course, what they want to do, and vice versa, where Du Yue and Li Jinhui, they want to have as short rallies as possible, be more aggressive and let the racket speak. And that's not going to change for the rest of the match, I can assure you.
Well, having been behind for most of the second game, the Japanese pair sneak in front at the interval. 11-10 they lead.
Do. 11-10. Play. Do. Service over. 11-all.
That was a really positive start after the interval for the Chinese pair.
Oh, I think that was going wide.
Looked it, didn't it?
Fukushima being on the safe side. There was a small slip there by Hirota. Everything seems to be okay. was well spotted by Fukushima, that Duyue move towards the net. Called in.
And a challenge, and that must have been one of the longest rallies of the championship, let alone this match. More than 100 shots. And at the end of it all, Hawkeye will have the final say.
Challenge unsuccessful.
Good call.
No challenge remaining. Service over. Yeah. Players back on court.
And this can be a bit of a tricky situation for Duyue and Lee Yunhui, because they have got no challenges left in this second game. And HIROTA just checking that spot where she slipped on court in the previous rally, just to make sure that the perspiration is gone. Possibly the only way to end the rally.
So we've had a 100-shot rally plus, another 50 there. Starting to become something of a war of attrition here between these two pairs.
Yeah, Lee and Du are really getting dragged into these long rallies now, and there's not so much they can do about it. They have to focus on the first shots, which is very, very important to them. Good serve, good wide serve there by Lee.
Comfortable put away in the end after another lengthy exchange.
Keep the shuttle up. Ewan, shuttle. Yep. Yep, back on court. Yuki, shuttle. All.
That's good awareness. Very nice awareness here by Hirota. You can see that Duyue cannot get up and therefore, of course, not able to move forward. Down on the floor here, and look at that, right in front of her.
Yes.
Good awareness by Hirota.
Nothing injured, nothing hurt, except pride maybe. But she's fine. Just getting the court mopped before we continue.
But I will not be surprised that if this is going to be very close, 18 all, 19 all, that the two Chinese probably will call the doctor on court. We have seen that on a few occasions before.
Oh, late decision. There was confusion, and in the end it cost them.
Yeah, late decision. Good reaction here by Duyue. And can Fukushima Hirota make that little breakaway? I think we will see that the two Chinese would probably start to take even more chances. They've been playing very patiently and they've been doing really well, but it's all based on the fact that it's been leveled the whole time. If there's sort of this small gap, they will feel even more pressure in order to try to score points.
Well, it's still fiendishly difficult to try and pick a winner of the second game. Oh, beautiful. Got them exactly where they wanted them, at the back of the court, and perfectly executed.
Li Qinhui was going cross-court on that one, trying to get the attention away from her and perhaps onto her partner, Duyue. So it did backfire a bit because it came straight back to her. That's way out. Perhaps a little bit of a nervous shot, that one.
Play.
And are they feeling the pressure now, the two Japanese? One wonders.
Well, successive unforced errors would suggest maybe they are.
Fault. 17-16. I've given the... Yeah. No, I've given the fault. Shuttle touched you. Yeah.
Umpire saying it touched the racket. The Japanese pair not happy because the shuttle was out, but the umpire already ruled that it touched the racket.
Yes. It's a tough call, this one. The Japanese pair wants, of course, Hawkeye to go in and see whether that shot was in or out, but the umpire is saying it's touched one of the Japanese players on the way to the floor.
Pass the shuttle. Yes. Play on. Pass the shuttle. No, it's my decision. I've given the fault.
I don't think you can't challenge that kind of a decision.
Nope, you can't.
It's only a line decision.
You need to play on. I've given the decision, shuttle touched you, I've called it fault, and pass the shuttle. Yes. Right. I've given the fault immediately, the moment shuttle passes you, right? Okay. Pass the shuttle. Play on.
And here I think we have a language barrier as well on top of everything. I'm not entirely sure.
Hard to tell from that.
Yeah, Lewis.
It's very, very hard to see.
Yeah.
But he's not going to change his mind, the Indian umpire, so...
No decision is given. Nothing is going to change that one.
So it is 17-16 in favour of the Chinese pair here. An absolutely critical stage of this second game.
Yeah, that's good counter-attacking by Hirota. That's the kind of thing I need to see from her now and again, where she's stepping into it and going forward in that defensive shot. And look at what difference that makes. Look at this one. That is perfect. That was a good chance by Hirota, and she played it to perfection. But this is what we need to see a little bit more from her.
17-all.
Well, two massive points in succession for Fukushima and Hirota may just have given them the impetus to take this game now.
Yeah, a huge misunderstanding between Du Yue and Li Jinhui. Not a tricky shot to get at all, just pure misunderstanding.
Louis.
And that error brings up 3 match points for Fukushima and Hirota.
20, match point 17.
We have a challenge on it. There's a challenge on it.
And if this challenge is unsuccessful, it will be game and match. But we need to wait for Hawkeye first.
It's really, really tough because it's tough for us to see up here, but it looks slightly long, but let's see.
And you can't really celebrate.
Oh, hang on a second. They have no more challenges. They have no more challenges.
In which case it's game and match.
It's game and match.
No, you finished challenges already.
Yeah, we forgot that.
In all the excitement, they're going to have to shake hands momentarily. No more challenges left. And that's going to be the end of it. 21-17 in this second game. Realisation's going to dawn. I'm not sure if they're shaking hands or not, actually. But there's no point looking on Hawkeye because the call was made. It wasn't a question that the umpire was unsighted, the line judge was unsighted. So it's going to have to stand.
Yeah.
And that is the match. They've taken it pretty well, to be fair to them. 21-11, 21-17 in exactly an hour on court. A couple of controversial moments towards the end. But when you look back on it, Morten, fairly comfortable progression for Fukushima and Hirota.
Yes, they of course came into this match with a much better situation than the two Chinese did, and it showed especially in the first game, and I think it was mostly mentally in the beginning, but here in the second game it was a good match.
We might be able to find you a replay of that final point, which they wanted to challenge. Not that it matters now, to be honest. Once you've used the challenges, that's it. But that's another reason when I think you mentioned at the time, you know, don't waste them early in the game because it can come back to bite you.
You always need to have at least one remaining until it's getting very tight at the end of the games.
Confirmation of the score, 21-11, 21-17. As you see, exactly an hour for the women's doubles semi-final. And Fukushima and Hirota safely through to the final tomorrow. Here's that match point. Serve that was called long. I think it was, hard to tell. I think it was probably fractionally. This will be the one. Ooh, not sure.
It's in. I think it's in.
Yeah. So, proof positive then. Don't use challenges frivolously. Once you've used them, that's it. Line judges are only human. And none of that will bother Hirota or Fukushima. Up next, we've got the explosive Kento Momota. Stay with us. Welcome back to Basel, northwest Switzerland on the River Rhine. Population of just a couple of 100,000.